Hello, it's nationwide on the network service of the NTA. You're welcome. My name is Ogochkuka Ona. President Bola Tinubu is hosting a Council of State meeting at the State House, Abuja, and in attendance are former Nigerian leaders, Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari. Some other leaders joined virtually. State House correspondent Musba Odan Wahab will bring details of the report in our subsequent bulletin. Now, President Bola Tinubu will tomorrow, Wednesday, depart Abuja for Malabo, Equatorial Guinea on a 3-day official visit to honor the invitation of President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Gelali, indicates that President Tinubu will meet with the Equatorial Guinea President at the presidential villa on arrival, where meetings will be held between the two leaders and agreements, particularly on oil and gas and security, signed. The president will be accompanied on the trip by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, and other members of his cabinet who will be involved in the signing of agreements and review of opportunities to improve bilateral relations. Now, President Bola Tinubu assents to the Judicial Office Holders' Salaries and Allowances Bill, which increases the emoluments of judicial officers at the federal and state levels by 300%. In a statement, the Special Advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senator Bashir Lado, says the signing underscores President Tinubu's prioritization of welfare of Nigerian workers, just as he recently assents to the new national minimum wage of 70,000 naira. Senator Lado says the newly prescribed salaries and allowances for judicial officers reflects current economic realities, adding that the prompt signing of the salary bills demonstrates dedication of President Tinubu to ensure that every salary earner in Nigeria, especially those serving vital and strategic roles, receive the recognition and compensation they deserve. He commends the leadership and members of the 10th National Assembly for their commitment to improve welfare of Nigerians and urges judicial officers to redouble efforts in ensuring speedy dispensation of justice for Nigerians. Prior to the launch of Pioneer Smart School Training Center in September 2024, the Ministers of Education inspected the facility located in Karachi community in the FCT. Zere Digmun reports that Professor Tahir Maman says the center will serve as a training hub for other institutions.
The journey to develop smart schools across the country did not start today, but the present administration is taking the course of education beyond the hills and valleys of the country. Karachi community, situated in the FCT, hosts this center, which is expected to help boost the needed development in the area. The facility, equipped with necessary technological learning tools, will cater to students from basic to secondary levels of education, as the minister encourages the teachers and administrators to maintain standards.
Part of the legacy this government is delivering to Nigeria, which is to make provision to allow for a digitalized, school system, and for people who are trained in the use of technology right from the beginning, from early child, as you have seen. Not only are you going to be involved in delivering, but also even developing what the students will be taught. So this is part of the uniqueness of this institution.
We have seen a lot of projects in order to expand the scope of the school. Hostels are being built, and a lot is being done by FCT. We have states that we have already concluded and handed over those schools to those states who've been on their neck to please give us 75 teachers to be trained so as to run the school.
The school will also run its fully furnished clinic to meet the health needs of students. Representative of Karachi community appreciated the government for situating the school in its domain, promising to collaborate towards its success. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmun, NTA News.
The West African Examination Council, WAEC, releases 1,685,889 results out of 1,805,216 candidates that sat for the May-June examination in 25,000 schools across the Federation. Larry Beleye has details.
Of Nigerian National Office of WAEC, Dr. Amos Danguit, while briefing the press about the examination, said a total of 1,814,736 candidates registered for the examination, while 1,805,216 candidates wrote the examinations. The breakdown reveals that 1,685,889 candidates, representing 93.39%, have their results fully processed and released, while 119,397 candidates, representing 6.61%, have one or more of their subjects still being resolved. On schools charging parents and wards before collecting of certificate, WAEC stated categorically that the body is not part of it.
So we are making this public that we don't and we have not asked schools to collect fees for collection of certificates from candidates. So if candidates and parents are aware of this, I think the ball is in their court.
The examination body also reveals that results of candidates sponsored by state government who are yet to meet the financial requirements will not be released. In Lagos, Larry Beleye, NTA News.
Benue State is enhancing its digital landscape by collaborating with Galaxy Blackburn to provide the technological bedrock for effective governance, economic growth, and improved public services. Benue State Governor Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, during a tour of the Galaxy Backbone's state-of-the-art digital facilities in Abuja, noted that his administration has prioritized digital transformation and is leveraging the agency's comprehensive digital services to improve outcomes in agriculture, education, health, and other sectors.
Powerhouse in northern Nigeria. It's not just about technology. It is about building a future where every citizen of Benue can access seamless, efficient, and secure digital services.
For the agency, it's all about supporting states' digital advancement through delivery of digital solutions such as cloud computing, co-location, connectivity, cybersecurity, and business continuity. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says it has mobilized contractors to commence work on a reconstruction of damaged tower in Kano State that cut off electricity supply to parts of Jigawa and Yobe states. The tower, located in Gunduwawa, a village of Gezawa local government area of Kano State, was damaged by a trailer that ran into its base. In a statement, TCN states that the accident disrupted bulk supply of electricity to parts of Jigawa and Yobe states, leaving 16 towns, including Hadejia, Gumel, Gagarawa, Nguru, Machina, among others, in total blackout. TCN says it is working assiduously to quickly dismantle the damaged tower, re-erect new ones, and restring the lines for resumption of bulk supply to the two states. The Minister of Youth Development, Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim, has solicited the intervention of NHIPADEC to address the ecological challenges in Burutin, local government area of Kwara State. The minister made a plea when she led the management of NHIPADEC on an on-the-spot assessment of the situation in the community, which is located in Kwara North Senatorial District. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya reports.
The team was at Gure Irrigation and Yeshikira Irrigation Dams, the palace of the Emir of Ilesha Baruba, Okuta and Yeshikira, where the traditional rulers enumerated challenges facing their communities, with a call on the team to help in finding lasting solutions to the problems. Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim, emphasized that the tour with the managing director of Hyperdeck was instituted to interact with the communities who contributed to hydroelectricity generation and ensure that the mandate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu aimed at ensuring inclusivity in development, especially as it affects the communities who contributed to hydroelectricity generation.
We will take our report to Mr. President and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to see how Hyperdeck can collaborate as well with other agencies that work in border communities and hydroelectric power communities.
We are taking note of these observations and complaints, and we will go back to our offices, to the drawing board, and make sure that we take care of these challenges in our development plans.
The team was also at Makaroko, where a block of 3 classrooms, office and VIP toilets constructed and equipped by Hyperdeck to enhance access to quality education were inaugurated by the Minister of Youth Development. It is believed that if adequate financial backing is given to Hyperdeck, hydroelectricity generating communities in the country will be more developed and the nation will be better for it. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
And now talking security, the Ogun State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has arrested suspects who vandalized rail tracks and impersonated EFCC and Nigeria Army to defraud unsuspecting Nigerians. Ogun State Commandant of the Corps, David Ojelabi, while parading the suspects, reiterates NSCDC's zero tolerance for the vandalization of critical national infrastructure. Yemi Dalemo reports.
The 2 suspects were allegedly arrested at various locations in Ogun State while carrying out their economic sabotage activities. 20-year-old Idris was arrested by Kajola community residents in Ifo local government area of Ogun State. He was caught vandalizing the rail tracks and handed over to the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps for prosecution. Augustine, on the other hand, had his hand soiled after many years of impersonating both EFCC and Nigeria Army officials to defraud members of the public, and was caught after a failed sale of a vehicle which proceed he had already squandered.
I used my money to do that Nigerian Army force in where they used to do vest. I lied to the guy that I'm a soldier.
This I want to see. I don't buy it for me and my brother 30,000. I don't know something they have.
Ogun State Commandant NSCDC David Ojelabi notes that the effective synergy with members of the public and inter-agency collaboration are already yielding positive results, with more criminals being apprehended.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has zero tolerance to any form of vandalization of critical national assets and infrastructure of be it national, state or local government, even of the individuals.
NSCDC says it will not relent in the task of protecting critical national infrastructures and will deal decisively with anyone found sabotaging government's efforts or do anything that would threaten state and national security. In Abuja, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
The people of Cross River State are recommending the federal government for provision of palliatives, including rice, beans, and gari, to cushion the economic hardship faced by Nigerians in recent times. The Director General, State Emergency Management Agency, James Anam, and some beneficiaries stated this while appraising the palliatives distribution exercise in the state. Paul Abel reports.
To put the nation's economy in the right track, the federal government took some hard, far-reaching decisions, though with temporary setback. But while the people wait for the long-term benefit, it is also providing a means of succor through food palliatives, and in Cross River State, the distribution to vulnerable groups has been largely successful.
We must applaud the federal government for the release of these palliatives.
With the adoption of the method of identifying with leaders of groups such as persons with disability, urban sweepers, retirees, local government areas, among others, collecting on different days, the distribution has been relatively peaceful, but not without challenges.
Last distribution of palliative has been one of the best in the state because of the the way and manner we have strata it, such that it has gone to the most vulnerable persons. And about the challenges, as you know, the terrain in our state, like we intend to do in the second phase, we intend to have a community distribution.
Some group leaders and beneficiaries comment.
As a leverage, how do you address the hardship? Federal government, in collaboration with the state government, had given palliative like you have witnessed.
I want to start by thanking the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I'm happy, and equally as I'm conveying this material, the palliative for my people.
While the people hope for more palliatives for those not yet reached, they are also appealing for a permanent solution. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
And still in Calabar, Paul Abel joins us live for an update of the distribution of palliatives. Hello, Paul. Tell us more of the distribution exercise. It's a laudable one. Yes, we can feel it from here. So what is government wanting to achieve with this, and how are the citizens responding to this laudable gesture?
Yes, thank you, Ogochukwu. In Calabar, the Cross River State capital, where I am now, this is the premises where the distribution of the palliative actually took place. In the past, let's say 3 weeks ago, this place was a beehive of activities as the government here in Cross River State, in collaboration with the federal government, palliatives that were sent to the state, did a wonderful job in terms of stratifying the society into different segments, and it was able to select different people groups and met the leaders who came here in order to control the crowd, and palliatives were distributed to the various leaders who in turn also took it to their various members. Not only that, the government here, Cross River State government, also assisted in the logistics of sending these various palliatives to the different local government areas, as well as some IDP camps, talking about the pensioners and other vulnerable groups in Cross River State. And from the respondents, a lot of people are happy with the measure of the federal government as well as what the state government is doing in Cross River State. And to a large extent, that's reflected in what transpired when others were going out for the protest at Cross River State here. Did not go out as a result of what the federal government and the state government is doing. And they are hopeful that more of the palliatives will be state. The population is not able to meet up with the ones that have been sent. While I've seen the government, what like Oliver, they are still asking for more. And the state government has already approved a different strategy this time around to ensure that the palliatives gets to the target audience, those who really need it, so that there are no hiccups on the way. And that is what they call the community-based approach, where communities will be selected and the traditional rulers and other leaders in the youth reach their and this state.
Paul Abel in Calabar, thank you very much for that wonderful update. Just at the end of the contribution, we lost signal in audio, but you've made the point, a very laudable initiative indeed. All right, the news continues in Lagos. Adeola is standing by for more. Hello, Adeola, you're on.
Thank you, Ogochukwu. The Wole Soyinka National Arts Theatre, Lagos, currently being revamped, will be set to receive the public in the next 3 months. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made this known while addressing newsmen after an inspection tour of the ongoing construction work of the building at Igomu, Lagos. Ese Onwamaka completes the report.
For the past 5 years,
Work has been ongoing to upgrade the old National Arts Theatre, now known as Wole Soyinka Arts Theatre, to international standards. This inspection tour by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is to assess the work done so far on the edifice at Igomu, Surulere. The governor expressed satisfaction with the level of work done and ascertained that the renovated Wole Soyinka Arts Theatre, now near completion, is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities that will boost the creative sector of the state.
I need to commend, all of the professionals that have put this together. All of the companies, the architects, the builders, the construction company, the cooling company, everybody, the creatives that have worked here in the last almost 5 years now. We need to commend them, and we need to thank them really, really, really seriously. And I think it's really going to be a place where, international audience, will see that we're ready, to take the world on entertainment, on tourism, on the creative mind, and more importantly, even in the business conferences and seminars that we'll all go and attend in other parts of the world.
The Wole Soyinka Arts Theatre is expected to be open to the public in no distant time. In Lagos, S.C. Owamaka, NTA News.
Concerned Nigerians are calling upon relevant agencies in the country to tackle the growing menace of some digital lending platforms that have formed the habit of invading data privacy unchecked. They made the call while responding to Larry Bileyi, who inquired from them how they feel with such development.
Data privacy breaches, especially from digital lending platforms in the country, is yet to be conquered. Many Nigerians are displeased with what they describe as overly intrusive acts of these digital lenders, based on their access to contacts, pictures, and messages of users. Despite the ban on accessing photos and contact of users online, the practice has not abated. Some Nigerians share their experiences.
They called me saying, my friend is owing them, they are going to blacklist him, they are going to spread his name all over Nigeria that he's a debtor, that is owing people. It is rather bad if they are doing that. And
it happened to one of my friends who collected a loan from them. So I think at the long run, the guy did not make the payment on time. So they started sending different kind of messages to each one of his friends. Like you just open your phone and see their message like, and your friend is a criminal, he is wanted by so bank loan, this and that online.
I don't know how they get access to his to my number, because I'm wondering. So when they call me, they say they are calling on behalf of so person, that I should tell that person that he should be aware that they are calling her, and she's not picking a call because she borrowed money from them. I don't know how much.
They call on relevant agencies saddled with the responsibility of data protection, including major communication networks, to have a joint task force to nip in the bud these ugly trends. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
And those are stories from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Marine Jos after this timeout.
And many thanks for joining us in our Just studio. Plateau State government has distributed customized security motorcycles to security agencies in the state. Governor Caleb Mutfwang, while presenting the facilities to security agencies, urged them to redouble effort in securing lives and property of citizens. Bilkisu Nuhu reports.
The motorcycles are customized to meet up with the rocky terrains of Plateau State. While handing over to the security agencies, Governor Mutfwang disclosed that the state government, in its drive to end insurgency, has made huge investment in technology with sufficient capacity to monitor all the nooks and crannies of the state. The motorcycles, the governor says, are meant to assist security personnel in the central and northern zones.
There are places that vehicles cannot go in, and even ordinary motorcycles cannot go. And therefore, in conjunction with our security heads, we have procured this first batch of motorcycles that will be used for round-the-clock surveillance. This is particularly important as we ensure that the security forces give cover to our farmers.
Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps commended the governor for investing in the security architecture of the state with an assurance of judicious use, saying the synergy that is existing among security agencies in the state remains one of the best in the country. Also pledged to ensure the safety of lives and property. In Jos, Bilkisu Nuhu, NTA News.
The United Nations Children Education Fund, UNICEF, is training health workers in Jos on interpersonal communication skills to effectively bridge communication gap between patients and healthcare workers. Again, Bilkisu Nuhu reports.
UNICEF is expressing concern over poor communication between health providers and patients. This, it believes, leads to poor accessibility of health care by patients. To change the narrative, UNICEF has brought together health workers and facilitators to train them on social and behavioral change and interpersonal communication. The Training of Trainers workshop aims at equipping these facilitators on the requisite knowledge of how to further facilitate trainings in their various domains.
With this training, is called TOT, that's training of trainers. We will go back and help step down this training we've gotten from here to the health workers, which is going to enable them communicate better, and we will see if the social behavioral change aspect will change.
Facilitators of the training emphasize need to promote relationship with community members, enhance the adoption of positive health behaviors at community level as measures to upscale services.
This training now is to train the trainers who will in turn go back and train workers. UNICEF hopes, working with the three state government to improve zero-dose situation so that we'll have more children that are vaccinated, and those who have not completed their immunization actually complete and will have a healthy community.
The participants of this training are drawn from Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, and Plateau states.
Distribution from Jos Nationwide continues with Ugo Chukwuka in our Abuja studio.
Mary in Jos, thank you for your contribution. Now, in an effort to increase food production and reduce the hike in the prices of foodstuff, the Kaduna State government has distributed about 500 trucks amounting to 15,000 metric tons of fertilizer across the state. Muhammad Umarajingi reports.
These are the 500 trucks carrying fertilizer ready for distribution to farmers across Kaduna State.
I'm extremely delighted to be here to plan up the distribution of fertilizer, about 15,000 metric tons. 240,000 bags will be distributed to 120,000 smallholder farmers free. In the 2024 budget of Kaduna State, we allocated 22.54 billion to the agricultural sector in Kaduna State.
The governor says the distribution of this fertilizer free to farmers is expected to improve crop yield and contribute to food security in the country. The farmers express gratitude for the timely intervention.
Apart from these fertilizers, he has given so many things before now, and it has been properly used.
I pray for Ogobasani. May God bless you.
As these farmers receive their fertilizer, they are encouraged to dream big and cultivate the land with renewed hope to contribute to the food basket of this country. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umarajingi, NTA News.
We'll be having more reports from our Benin Network Center, and Uduak Obong Achibong is on set for details. Hello, Uduak, it's over to you.
Thank you and welcome to Benin. Academic activities will commence at the School of Sciences and Technology come September. This assurance was given by Governor Godwin Obaseki after inspecting ongoing construction work at the institution. Goodluck Enani reports that this is the third time in 32 months The governor will be inspecting the project.
The governor, who is pleased with the quality of job, expressed satisfaction with the prompt delivery of equipment. He inspected the administrative block, the hostels, which are expected to house 400 students, classrooms, and laboratory.
Make sure that classes resume here on September 9th. Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why I've come to see things myself, because we are really running out of time, but I've been assured that the critical buildings required for the school to start are ready. The laboratories are ready, they'll be fitted. It just requires a bit of cleaning up. The hostels are also ready for about 400 students. So I've been given the assurance.
The provost of the institution, Dr. Moyo Kazim, says accreditation of courses to be offered by the institution is in its final stage, while academic and the non-academic staff are set to work.
We've gone through the accreditation process about a couple of weeks ago, and I can assure you that before the end of next week or so, we will receive our official letter. But unofficially, all our programs here are going to be accredited before lecture starts September 9th.
The school is among the numerous ongoing projects of the state government. In Benin, Goodluck Inaini, NTA News.
The United Nations dedicated a day for the primary purpose of raising awareness on the power youth wield and the formidable force behind their collective efforts. In this special report, Awuliokolo examines the level of youth's awareness on the use of artificial intelligence, following through on their demographic ability to be agents of positive change.
This year's theme is From Clicks to Progress, Youth Digital Pathways to Sustainable Development. For many youths, this theme is apt considering the digital technology times we're in.
We need to begin to educate our youth on using the internet in a way that it will better the society.
There are still youths out there. There are still youths that uses these platforms for the good of humanity, for the good of mankind, and also for the betterment of the environment they are in.
From Clicks to Progress is not just a theme, but also an agenda to see youths come into awareness or realization of the power of the world through their clicks.
As young people, if we come together and just a single click from us, we can actually cause a transformative change across the sector.
It's an era of artificial intelligence. I feel like it's a way we can actually use that knowledge to actually make progress.
Nigeria's youth numbers account for about 70% of its total population, according to Worldometer's interpretation of the UN's World Population Statistics. This 70% can have a collective front and power in pushing for development and growth. Benin youths believe it is achievable and not just wishful thinking. In Benin, Awuliokolo, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Kaduna with Salamatu, but that will be after the break. Please stay.
Kaduna on Nationwide. The Nigerian Army is taking bold step, not only securing the territorial integrity of Nigeria, but also poised to enhancing the climatic condition of Nigeria. Haruna Muhammad reports that senior officers of the Nigerian Army, led by the Commander, Training and Doctrine Command Major General Kelvin Aligbe, were at the Senior Staff Course Qualification and Planting of Trees at the Infantry Conservation Education Center, Jaji.
Aspiring they are ready for the Senior Course Qualification Examination, a major prerequisite that must be passed for career progression in the Nigerian Army. Lined up 7 major generals, including the examination president, addressing the participants.
Let me also remind you on the need to abide by the rules.
Commander Training and Doctrine Command Major General Kelvin Aligbe, in his address, extolled the candidates on performance, a key determinant in the Nigerian Army, while assuring them of the examination panel.
This examination is not only about writing the test,
It is an assessment of your present level of proficiency, as well as to determine your capabilities to undertake higher responsibilities that may be assigned to you now and in the future.
And as part of activities for the day is planting of trees at the Infantry Conservation Education Center, Jaji.
Army is now, in a pioneering role, to help and inspire the whole of the nation to embark on tree planting and, in fact, food cultivation.
Because we wanted to create an environment that will be therapeutic and to meet the needs of not just entertaining families that are resident in Jaji, but also provide a different prism from which the Nigerian Army could be seen in terms of conservation advocacy.
Infantry Conservation Education Center also serves as the mascot of the Nigerian Army. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Away from Jaji, Defense Industries Corporation of Nigerian Officers' Wives Association have conducted medical outreach and donated medical supply to medical facilities in the state. The medical outreach, led by the Daikon NOWA coordinator Uduak Bong Edet, is part of activities lined up for the 60th anniversary of Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria. Again, let's hear more from Haruna Muhammad.
Led by the coordinator, Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria, Officers' Wives Association, Odakobong Edet, and members on medical outreach in commemoration of the Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria at 60. The first port of call is the 600-bedded 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, then to the 461 Nigerian Air Force Hospital, as well as a clinic of the Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria.
Okay, so we would pass that request.
Having engaged the staff, she make a central donation of generic medical supplies, including healthcare delivery medical kits to enhance antenatal care.
This is also in line with the vision of the DEPOA president in order for us to look inwards. So we start with the people of the military, because we've always done these corporate social responsibility outreach programs outside the military. But it was like, let's start from the house and work our way outwards.
She also made a bed-to-bed donation in the maternity ward. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
And Haruna Muhammad's report completes our package from here. Let's rejoin Ogochukwuka in our Abuja studios. Good evening.
Good evening, Salamatu. Thanks for your contribution. Nigeria and 5 Nordic countries are advancing discussions on expansion of trade and diplomatic relations. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga, who hosted his counterparts from the 5 countries, said technology transfer, particularly in CNG and renewable energy, was top of the agenda. Kelvin Ewonwaye reports.
Nigeria already has a robust relations with individual countries of the Nordic region, but collective aspirations as a bloc to align with that of Nigeria in the area of trade, human rights and democracy is what this meeting is about. While the head of the delegation and Swedish Minister of Foreign Affairs Tobias Billström praised President Bola Tinubu's leadership role in ECOWAS to advance democracy, he reaffirmed the Nordic region's support for his slot for Africa in the United Nations Security Council, a disposition Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga was excited about.
Nigeria and the Nordics are key partners in an array of areas, not only global and regional security, but also trade and investment, promoting human rights and democracy, as well as combating climate change.
They have what you refer to as a cyclical economy, where nothing goes to waste. So all this talk about renewable technology, they're very advanced when it comes to that. We're also looking to partner with them on that. We have NASENI, for instance, National Agency for Science, Engineering and Infrastructure. They're doing a lot with solar, with even the CNG that we're talking about.
Trade volume between Nigeria and the 5 Nordic countries of Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Iceland and Norway stood at $4.3 billion in 2022 and expected to scale up to around $6 billion in 2025. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has emphasized the importance of collaboration with traditional institutions to drive development and ensure peaceful coexistence among the people. This statement was made during the presentation of staff of office to the Akinri of Ekiri-Ade Oba Johnson Kolade Otitoju at the Government House. Ajibola Christopher's report is here presented.
Governor Toto addressed the Kirin, Oba Johnson Kolade Otitoju, urging him to foster peace and unity within the community. He also highlighted the significance of supporting community policing and attracting investors to promote the area's development. The governor further stressed the need for collaboration with traditional institutions and his administration, viewing traditional rulers as the closest authorities to the grassroots.
Your reign is expected to herald a new vista of development for Ekiri land and usher in a new era of prosperity. Closely to the role of protecting culture and traditions, it is also your responsibility to mobilize a community-driven security in your domain. Traditional rulers owe their people protection from criminality. Our administration is always prepared to support you in achieving this goal.
The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Salami Ozigi Didat, called on the community to support their traditional rulers for the betterment of the area.
It's expected that you will support and cooperate with the Akinri of Ekiri-Ade to provide effective leadership that will usher in peace and prosperity for the Ekiri-Ade kingdom.
The event highlights the ongoing efforts by Kogi State government to strengthen ties with traditional institutions, viewing them as crucial partners in the pursuit of development and social harmony.
The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory has extended the order restricting participants in the nationwide protests to the MKO Abiola Stadium, also known as National Stadium. Justice Silvanus Origi gave the order following an application to that effect, argued by Ogu James Onoja, SAN, on behalf of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. At the Tuesday's proceedings, none of the 11 defendants was in court and were not represented by any legal practitioner. However, the FCT minister, through his lawyer, drew the attention of the judge to a statement issued by one Damilare Adenola, where she threatened that the nationwide protests may be extended beyond the initial 10 days. Malaria remains a leading cause of death among children in Kogi State, particularly during the rainy season when the disease is the most common. In response, the state government, through the Ministry of Health, is working with NGOs and the media on awareness and sensitization of the public to reduce malaria-related deaths. Jonathan Omajali reports from Lokoja on these efforts.
Statistics indicate that malaria claims the lives of 409,000 people annually, with children under 5 being particularly vulnerable, accounting for 67% of all malaria-related deaths in 2019. Although malaria is widespread across Nigeria, certain areas experience peak transmission during the rainy season from June to October. To prevent the most vulnerable regions, the World Health Organization recommends seasonal malaria chemoprevention, SMC. The goal is to maintain therapeutic levels of anti-malaria drugs in the bloodstream during the period of highest malaria risk. In Kogi State, the malaria prevalence rate is 27.73% among the general population and 16% among children under 5. Malaria remains a significant societal challenge, prompting the government to collaborate with the non-governmental organization Malaria Consortium to combat the disease among children.
The government, partnering with Malaria Consortium, is seeing how we can reduce this burden of malaria in children. This they are doing through the administration of this preventable drug, which we call SPAC, which is administered to children from 3 months to 59 months.
We are focused on children because they have a higher risk of dying from malaria, especially during the rainy season.
The media plays a crucial role in raising awareness about malaria and dispelling misconceptions. This media meeting in Lokoja aims to achieve that objective.
So what you have, you can pass. And we're happy for this level of what we have gotten so far.
With support from partners and the media, the state is well positioned to make significant progress in reducing malaria prevalence. Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
And next on our lineup is Sports Update with Gift George. And as the news, the production team appreciates you for watching. Do remember to stay out of trouble and play your part in nation building. I'm Ogochkuka Ona.